Jumping Bean is back. I'm going to tell you about one time that I had to go to the emergency room. David and I had gone, it was the weekend, and I had worked all week. And usually by the weekend I was pretty exhausted. And anyhow, we went to Canada, and we were at a nice casino, had a lovely time in Canada. And then on that Sunday when we were going to be returning home, that morning I woke up and I could barely move at all. My feet were red hot and swollen. My hands were red hot and swollen. And so David brought me right back to our home and the ER that I worked in. Fortunately, one of the orthopedic surgeons was still in the building, so he came down and saw me, drew some blood tests, but even by looking at me, he had his suspicions. And he came back a little bit later and he said, Jennifer, he says, you've got rheumatoid arthritis. He says, your numbers are off the chart. He said, when did this start? And I said, it seems to have started all this weekend. We were on a little vacation in Canada. I said, played a few games in the casino, but other than that, nothing exciting. I said, saw the falls and, did a little looking around, but I have no idea how this or why this started. And I was young. My early to mid-20s, somewhere in that range. And anyhow, so he started me on prednisone, which is a steroid. Now, I think I said in my other video that I had to make a choice. Was I going in? It helped. It definitely helped. However, while I was still there, they could see elbows and shoulders and things, become red and swollen. And then as the prednisone kicked in more, I was doing better. So I had to make a choice, like I think I said in a previous video. Do I stay on the prednisone and raise my young children and continue working and have some sort of a normal life? Or do I live in pain and not take steroids? Well, anyhow, I chose to take the steroids, the prednisone. I'm now 70, as I mentioned before, and I'm still on prednisone. It's a very low dose. However, that's why my pelvis broke in November, and why in May I had fallen and I have 7 compression fractures in my spine. The prednisone, which is a steroid, has been pretty much dissolving my bones. That's why I have had to have so many surgeries, why I take longer to heal. However, I did manage to have a fairly normal life while the kids were growing up. I would have flare-ups on the weekend because I obviously was exhausted from working all week and traveling over the state, which I had to do. But it was much better than, laying in bed or being in a wheelchair, which certainly was going to happen. So I'm supposed to be now figuring out how to get off my prednisone. However, I'm not going to do anything further until I talk to a specialized doctor regarding my adrenal glands, because I have no adrenal function. So I go into adrenal crisis every now and then when I get too overworked, too stressed, etc. And that's no fun. But again, it goes with the rheumatoid disease and being on steroids for so long. Also, just another fun fact, you develop cataracts in your eyes when you've been on steroids for a while. So I've had to have my lenses removed and, fake lenses put in, cataract surgery in both eyes. But that's okay. Like I say, I just keep plugging away, and I'm up and I'm walking and I'm doing all right with the fractures in my back. They're healing, slow but sure. And I did have a kyphoplasty in one area That's where they inject cement into your spine to try to stabilize it. So that was fun. Anyhow, so I'm doing okay. Like I say, it's mind over matter. I truly believe that. If your mind remains positive, you can get through just about every day, truly. Now I'm just thankful that I don't have breast cancer or something else, you know. So anyhow, I'm in the process of maybe trying to reduce my steroid use a little more because, like I say, it's killing my bones. But I do also have to take medicine to help strengthen my bones. One of them is a drug called calcitonin, and it's a nasal spray, and it's made from salmon. Interesting, huh? The other one I have not received yet. I think it's going to be an injectable, but I need to start strengthening my bones more, or I'm going to be crumbling all over the place. Shannon will have to sweep me up with the broom. Anyhow, okay, so that was my trip to the ER. The doctor felt terrible to come back and tell me that because he knew me really well, and he had, worked with me in the emergency room many times, and he felt bad, but thus is life. And I am a firm believer that God will never give you anything that you cannot handle. So keep those positive thoughts in your mind. Okay, I think that's it for now. I don't want to make it too long and too boring. So those were a couple of fun facts and stories from the ER. I'll probably have more, but I'll probably have to write some down after I think about it. Oh, another fun fact, if you want. My great uncle was the executioner at Sing Sing Prison. That's downstate New York. Yeah, he was the one. Yep, flipped the switch. However, it got to him after a while, and unfortunately, he committed suicide. So, we can't all be perfect. Anyhow, you have a great evening, and I'll get on another video pretty soon. Thank you much. Bye. Love you.